Hi, everyone. My name is Professor Palmer, and welcome to Medical Terminology. I am excited to have you in this class. This is a great class. I think it's a great class just to have in general because you learn a lot about medical terms and a little bit about anatomy and physiology if you've never taken those courses before. And I think it makes you better prepared as a patient yourself. And you learn a little bit about the healthcare system in general. I know that we will learn that many of you are taking this to fulfill a prerequisite for a medical career program, or some of you are taking it just simply because you think it'll be a great class that will help you as you pursue nursing or med school or something like that. Or often uh, folks want to be sonography techs. So I'm excited to learn the reasons that each of you are taking this class. I wanted to point out a few things that hopefully will make your life easier. This course, we're going to be covering 15 chapters in our medical terminology text. And so this, when you log into Canvas, you'll land on the home page. This is what the home page looks like, but I will update this every Monday. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see for this week, this is going to change every single week so that you have quick and easy access to what we're covering for the week. And I'll put this up here at the top, and then the other information is going to become secondary, but it'll still be there because it has some quick links to things such as discussions or my email address. I want each of you to make sure that you review the syllabus. This is the syllabus tab, and that will open up the syllabus. I will post announcements in announcements that include campus information or perhaps resources that I came across. And that should generate an automatic email to you. You want to make sure that you have access to your email account and that you're checking it regularly, because that is a very common way that I'll communicate with the class. I'll either send out messages to the entire class, or I might send messages to you individually. But either way, make sure that you are checking your email often. Navigating this course, you can find everything you need in modules. You can access it here, you can access it here. And when you click on modules, it will open up all the modules that we're going to cover for the semester. All right. Each of the modules has a date of the week that we're covering that information. So you shouldn't have to guess, and all of your assignments have deadlines. You can access discussions directly. You can access quizzes directly. You do have access to assignments, your assignments tab. I'm not a big fan of the assignments tab. For this class, I find that it just opens up an entire list that freaks you out, and nothing seems to be in order. And there's no way for me to fix the order of things. So that being said, I just really encourage you to use your modules tab instead. It'll make your life easier. Make sure that you're setting your Canvas notifications so that you're getting notification for when you have things that are due. Please be sure to review the communication expectation. This outlines my expectation for communicating classmate to classmate, and also my expectation for how to communicate with me. And they're just great tips to apply in general. You have a weekly discussion, and your initial discussion post is due Wednesday nights, and then you have to respond to 2 peers by Sunday. When you respond to peers, please be thoughtful and engaging, and think of it as a way to think of a way to continue the conversation. That's the point of discussions, is to have the conversation that you would normally have in a classroom virtually. So that's my intention. Um, and if you keep that in mind, hopefully that'll make your responses easier to post. I do offer feedback in the grading rubric. Usually I use the rubric most of the time to offer that. Sometimes I'll offer the feedback in comments, but either way, make sure you're looking for that, because it's a way for you to know what you did well, and also an opportunity for you to improve on things. There's a Q&A forum, and this is in the discussion. You can access it here. You can access it in discussions. But either way, this is where I would like for you to start when you have questions. I'd like for you to look here for the answer to your question first. And if it's a question that you think your classmates would benefit from the answer to, I want you to post it here so that I can answer it here. And that way your classmates can learn as well. If it's personal in nature, or perhaps it's convoluted and lengthy, then just shoot me an email. You can find me in People, or you can find me in your inbox, or I have my direct email right here, cpalmer@shastacollege.edu, and you can email me that way. I do give you my personal cell phone number. You can text me. But let's talk a little bit about professionalism. My expectation is for you to be professional when you are communicating with me. That means that when you email me, you start your email with Professor Palmer. The content of your email, I want you to make sure that you are spell checking and checking for uh, punctuation errors. And when you text me, I want you to make sure that your tone is professional and that you're also identifying who you are. I do not save students in my contacts. So unless you tell me who you are, I have no idea who I'm talking to. And this is a way to make sure that we're practicing good written communication skills. When you email me, I expect it to be professional, also in the sense that I don't want you using text speak. In the business world, we have a tendency to digress to text speak, and that's not putting our best professional foot forward. So that's just some basics on communication. Now let's talk a little bit about Canvas and Mindtap. So Canvas is the platform that Shasta College uses. Some of you might be familiar with this if you've taken an online course before. Mindtap is a third-party learning management system that is connected to your textbook. And what this does is it gives us opportunity to use an ebook, to have instant access, to also engage with activities related to the content, and then it also houses all of your assignments. So, that being said, first and foremost, you always, always, always log into Canvas, and then you access Mindtap through Canvas. If you don't do that, then whatever assignments you complete in Mindtap won't carry over into the grade book. So I want to go to modules. And once you have completed the Start Here module, you'll have access to Mindtap. You can access Mindtap by clicking on any assignment. It doesn't matter what module you are in, or if you want to just get into Mindtap, or you can go toggle in and out of the two, which sometimes can be confusing. So let me teach you some tricks. So I'm going to access Mindtap. I'm just going to click on this assignment. For example, it brings me to this window. It's going to redirect me to Mindtap itself. Then, let's see, it takes a little bit because there's a lot to load, so just be patient. It'll take you directly to the assignment or the page that you clicked on, but you can get out of there, not to worry. You just click this X right here. And now you will see all of the chapters over here, okay? Anytime you see a box, you click it and it will expand. And if you click the caret, it will expand again. So you can move through your chapters that way from top to bottom, making sure you're opening up every folder and opening up every box. Or you can, or you can access your ebook by clicking on this icon here. Here's your ebook. You can expand it to a full screen by doing that. You access your table of contents by clicking there, and now I can go to whatever chapter it is that I'm working on for that week. I can access specific content if I want to, or I can navigate through this just like I would a book. Okay? Just be sure that you're watching for the toolbar here because you want to expand down. All right. Anytime you see this icon, if you click on that, it will read the book to you, which is fabulous for those of you that learn better that way, and also fabulous if you're multitasking, for example. There are other resources over here in this toolbar here. You can highlight, you can take notes. You have to create a quick little sign-in account. There's flashcards related to each of the chapters. So there's some great resources that are available to you. Also, if you chose to read the book like you would a book, then as you move forward, it will prompt you to engage in activities and engage in assignments. But remember, you can also just click the X and you will be brought right back to this screen where you can engage in the activities and engage in the assignments. Note that there are a lot of activities. Not all of them are graded. You'll see practice next to the ones that are not graded, and you will see counts towards grade when it is graded. Know that the apply yourselves are notorious for not pulling to the grade book. So I will grade those by hand, or know that I'll catch that. Or you could, if you see that I haven't caught it, you can just shoot me a text. Hey, Carrie, I see the apply yourself isn't graded. But, or sorry, Professor Palmer, the apply yourself isn't graded. Um, and I'll fix that. But usually I am good about catching those on a weekly basis and updating the grade book that way. Okay, so I think that's it in a nutshell. I can't remember. If you access people, you can email your classmates that way. The chat feature, if you click on the chat feature, you can set an alarm and you'll know when people are online. And you can chat with each other that way. You can ask for me to hop on here and chat with you. I can set up Zoom meetings, whatever it is that you need. I am here to help you to be successful. So that being said, I welcome to medical assisting, or I'm sorry, medical terminology, and I am excited to get started.